Hi, my name is Mohit Kumar. Here I am going to discuss about my presentation. It is totally related to issues in cash flow statement. Firstly, I am going to introduce about the topic. In this presentation, the report is capable of providing the users of financial statements, deep information, and a complete guide on the income statement and cash flow statement. It is the introduction of the topic. And the second one is income statement and cash flow statement have been proved to the fundamental forms of our company financial improvements. Now I am going to about second page of the presentation. It is related to the review of the literature. The CFS, it means cash flow system, is capable of presenting a short summary of the aggregate of cash and cash equivalents that are employed in the business, and the total value of cash and similar equivalents that are released from the business. Information relating to the punctuality of the company in the disbursement of long-term and short-term liabilities, frequency in its repayment obligations, and others can be identified by the CFS ad of the company. And I am going to talk about my third page of the presentation. It is about the as per Botre and Mohangram, the financially performance of a business for a particular period can be analyzed with the help of income statements. Income statements are generally known as statement of expenses and revenue or profit and loss account. According to the research conducted by Botre and Moharam, it was found in 2014. Profitability evaluation of a company's business can be done by ambitious investors with the help of income statements. For BHP Limited, development proceeds of US 1,427 dollar million can be identified as a major source of cash in the year 2019. BHP Limited 2019. And on the other hand, cash generated by the firm from its operation can be seen as a major source during all the three financial years. There is an increasing trend in dividend payments, CFO, and capital expenses. There is a adequate CFO available to settle all its obligation and liabilities. For BHP Limited, 9,185 million US dollars is the amount of NPAT for 2019, and 17,871 million US dollars is the CFO for 2019. NPAT is calculated after deducting expenses like taxes, depreciations, interest obligations, and others, whereas CFO is calculated as the sum of the cash inflow and outflow of a firm. And for Centus Limited, customer received of 3,217 million US dollars and 3,740 million US dollar and 4,266 US million dollars, and the major sources of funds in 2017 and 2018 and 2019 respectively. Salaries paid to employees and payment to suppliers represents considerable uses of cash. There is an increasing trend in dividend payments, CFO, and capital expenses. There is a adequate CFO available to settle all its obligations and liabilities. For Fantastic Limited, amount received from the customer is a crucial source of cash during all the 3 years. Amount received from issue of shares can also be identified as a source of fund in the year 2019 and 2018. Payment to suppliers and salaries to employees are observed to be considerable expenses during all the 3 years. Inadequate CFO generated to settle its short-term and long-term obligations and liabilities. Now, I am going to discuss about recognition of financial strength in case of BHP Limited. Cash generated by operations of the firm is a considerable source of cash for the firm. It has strong cash balance available at the end of period 2017 to 2019, and there are adequate CFO generated to settle all obligations and liabilities. In case of Centus Limited, amount received from customer is a considerable source of cash. Cash flow from operating activities reflect a rising trend in all the three financial years. In case of Fantastic Limited, amount received from customers and from issue of shares are considerable sources during all of the financial year. However, weak cash positions is reflected during 2017 to 2019. Now I am going to discuss about the assessment for the purpose of lending. By looking at the CFO of BHP Limited, it can be observed that in comparison to the figure of 2017, the cash availability has enhanced significantly in 2018, and the same continued in 2019. Also, regularly in repayment of liabilities can be seen during all of the three financial years. At the end of the every year, necessary amount of cash can be absorbed. Thus, BHP Limited is the most viable alternative for the purpose of lending. Now I am going to discuss about what is the conclusion of this presentation. It can be concluded that the income statement and the CFS of a company are crucial indicators that help the company's managers as well as investors in taking fundamental finance and investment reflected decisions. From the above analysis, it can be resolved that out of all the other companies, BHP Limited has established itself to be supreme in every form, and there are a lot of references in my presentation. Thank you.